Okay, welcome back. I'm now going to continue my 32 and 32 with the Miami Dolphins. Last season, they proved a lot of people that they're not just a joke. Tua is the guy going forward. Unfortunately, he had a few concussions last year, so even though they made it into the postseason, he was not the starter. I think they had Thompson, if I'm not mistaken, as their starting quarterback. So I think he was the number three string, if I'm not mistaken. So they finished last year 9-8, and I will quickly go over their home away and their division record as well. So you should see in the highlighted column, they had at home they had 8 games, and on the road they had 9 games. At home they were absolutely dominant. They were 6-2, and then on the road is when they did not fare as well. They finished with 3 wins and 6 losses. Now, typically, if you finish below 500 away from home, you're probably not going to do that well. But because they were so dominant on their home field, that's why they were able to sneak into the postseason as a wild card. And when it came against their division foes between the Jets, Patriots, and the Bills, they managed to get a split, 3 wins and 3 losses. So I'll just quickly take a little peek at the stats when it came to the Miami Dolphins. And just try to stay in focus. Here we go. It's not the best, but I'll do my best to try to pronounce his name. So Tua Tagovailoa. Like I said, he is their franchise quarterback, and he finished with 3,548 yards. He was 259 for 400, and he had a touchdown to interception ratio 25-8. They also had Teddy Bridgewater on their team. He threw for 683 yards, 49 of 79, and he split his touchdown and interception ratio 4-4. And as I mentioned at the very start, Skylar Thompson. He finished with 534 yards, 60 out of 105. Unfortunately, his touchdown to interception ratio was 1-3. So, like I said, he was the third string quarterback because both Bridgewater and Tua were injured by the time the postseason came around. So even though they didn't make the playoffs, they unfortunately were not able to do a whole lot. They kept the game close against their division rival, the Bills, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. So a few additions and a few subtractions when it comes to said Miami Dolphins. So they did add Jalen Ramsey, a cornerback. I believe he came over from the Los Angeles Rams. They also added David Long Jr., a linebacker. And I'm just going to pull up his stats and see where he previously played. So he spent the last 4 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. So he could potentially add a little bit of depth on that defensive side of things. And the other one was Braxton Berrios, a wide receiver. And he last played for the New York Jets. So for the past 4 seasons, he was a member of the Jets, and now he's joined their AFC East foe in the Sunshine States. So a few subtractions. The tight end, Mike Gesicki, he has now joined the New England Patriots. And as I've said more often than not, it's very common for players to leave one team and still stay in the division. Eldon Roberts, a linebacker, he has now joined the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Byron Jones, a cornerback, he has yet to be signed. I believe he's just a free agent. He did play for Miami, obviously, and he has yet to re-sign with any team. So coming into the 2023-2024 season, I believe as long as Tua can stay healthy, that this team should be competitive, and I would not be shocked if they made the postseason again. I still believe that the Bills are hands down the favorite to get that AFC East crown, so the Dolphins should at least sneak into a wild card position. There is a lot of hype around this team, and obviously when you add a defensive back when it comes to Jalen Ramsey, as long as he can be consistent and not get burned, I believe that can help your defense out quite a bit. So I could see this team easily getting to 10 wins. if I'm going to be honest with you. I can see them finishing at least 10-7. They should. There should be a lot of hype and a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Not just hype, but there should be a lot of excitement if you're a Dolphins fan going into this upcoming season. As always, thank you very much for tuning in, and until next time, take care.